Hello, YouTube. Yes, it is indeed me, the Grand Explorer. Yes, I have a nasty, horrible beard, as you can see. Yes, invigoratingly horrible. And I have not shaved it yet. I will do hopefully soon, but at the moment I cannot. Now, as you can see, I have some new things upon myself. So, first of all, this rather fetchingly new umbrella, which I'll put to the side for a moment. Some new necklaces. This is a little crystal that I thought would be a very useful, very maybe perhaps future power source for something like maybe a sonic screwdriver or something like that. This should also, some of you may recognize, may recognize this one that you may have seen. And obviously a lot of you will also recognize this one. Yes, because I'm also the other character on here. I'm two characters, remember? But I am a slightly different character, and I've been asked to present them by the current owner of this YouTube channel. So, some other new things that I also have. I have showed you this type of TARDIS key before, but I have slightly changed the design of it. So it's still the same at the front, but it is completely different now. It's still the same on the sides, of course. And then when we turn it around to the back, it is indeed completely different. And the holding chain that I've got it on is different, as you can see. Easier to go in a pocket. That way. Also, I've got a new... I still have the same glasses as the last time I have used my glasses. However, I have a brand new glasses case. That I put my glasses in, and this particular glasses case has come with a nice glasses cleaning cloth, so that is very, very handy. Now, yes, of course, we all know that the Doctor herself has regenerated. Now, I have regenerated, not recently, but I have indeed regenerated myself. That's when you saw me in some of the other previous videos. I had only at that point, I think, though it's been a long time since I last regenerated, so I'm not really sure. And I am over, however, on the other hand, am over 9,900 years old. So I think I might be quite older than the Doctor herself. Anyway, so I know that the Doctor herself has regenerated into a woman now. Well, it's at the moment, anyway. So yes, when you last saw me in some of the other videos, I had only just recently, at least I think it was recently, I had only just recently regenerated, I think. Do not quote me on that one, because I will not like to be quoted back even in my next incarnation or a past incarnation. I am not even sure if this is the first me, but I know what a regeneration feels like, trust me. Anyway, on with what I'm doing this video today for. Because I've been talking about the Doctor, there is a brand new storybook out about her. It is not a story book. It is written by adults, however, or an adult lady. However, it is not a story for adults. It is, in fact, a story for children. And that's what this video is going to be, me reading it, of course. I am using my new glasses cleaning cloth, and I am not using any glasses cleaning fluid at the moment. So that's really good. So I'm going to put my glasses on, and then I'm going to get the book and tell you the name of the book. And I am not the person who wrote this story. And I'll tell you who wrote the story once I have my glasses on. So, this is the book, Doctor Who and the Runaway TARDIS. And I'm going to have to look inside to find out who wrote it for you. Now, the story is by a lady called Rebecca Gyllenhaal. Now, as you can see on the front here, it also says that it is based on the series The current series by Chris Chibnall, and it was illustrated by a lady called Kim Smith, or a man, I don't know, but 9 times out of 10 the name Kim is associated with ladies. Now, let's have a look at the story. So inside, this is a lovely picture on the inside. There's some lovely pictures on the inside, fantastically illustrated by the current illustrator. And then inside, it's got some more pictures of the universe and the Doctor and a new friend, and some lots and lots and lots of writing in where it says about the person who wrote the story, and more about Chris Chibnall and so on. So, let's begin the story. That's the picture, and it says, "It was Lizzie's first day at her new school. She did not know any of the other kids. So at lunchtime, she sat at a table by herself." That's why I showed you the picture. When Lizzie came home, she made 1 dozen, that's 12 in other words, peanut butter sandwiches and stuffed them into her backpack. That's basically another way of saying her school rucksack. "I hate my new school," she said to her parents. "I do not have any friends. I am running away to be with my old friends." So the first picture, she's not too happy, as you can see. Lizzie marched into the woods behind her house. She wondered how she would find her way back to her old neighbourhood. And neighbour is actually spelt wrong, I've noticed in this book. But still, there we are. And in this picture, she's walking through the woods first of all. Well, in both pictures, she's walking through the woods. Then she saw something strange in the distance. If you look at the first picture, I think we all recognise what that might be. It looked like a big blue box. What could it be? This is obviously when Lizzie gets closer to it. We all know what it is. Those of you who watch this YouTube channel will know what it is, potentially, and maybe have seen Doctor Who. Lizzie pushed the door open and peered inside. And there she is, pushing the door open and actually looking inside the TARDIS. I've just given away what it is. The box was bigger on the inside. And look. In the centre of the room was a control panel covered in buttons and levers and dials. Lizzie stood on her tiptoes to look at the controls and dropped her sandwich down a slot. And look. She's even saying, "Whoops." As though she did not really mean to do that, which I am sure she did not. Suddenly, the door swung open with a crash. Lizzie curled up under the control panel to hide. And there she is, hiding. Lizzie saw a woman wearing a long coat stride into the room. She pressed a button, pulled a lever, and spun a dial. A strange sound filled the air. And I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm going to pronounce it as is written there. V-warp, V-warp, V-warp. But you may all perhaps recognise this. This is the actual sound it actually makes, and I'll do it now if I can get to it. My phone screen is very, very dusty. Oh, this should be the sound. No, it's not the sound, sorry. It's the wrong one. This is the sound. That's the sound that the TARDIS makes when it takes off. Suddenly, the floor shook, red lights flashed, an alarm blared. Lizzie rolled out from underneath the control panel. What's happened to the TARDIS, and who are you? Who are you? The next bit. I am the Doctor. Doctor who? Just the Doctor. The Doctor opened the TARDIS doors. Well, she's going towards them to open them, but obviously she will open them. And Lizzie saw that they were in outer space. And here we are, look. There they are. Doors are open. They're both looking out at the TARDIS, and they are indeed in outer space. With meteorites and things going on, and some sort of something like a swirling sun or something like that. Anyway, let's continue the story. The TARDIS is malfunctioning. I meant to go to the Silfrax galaxy, not the Brouhaha 995 galaxy. Is this a spaceship? Of course not. It is a time and spaceship. If this is a spaceship, does that mean you were an alien? Indeed I am. But you look human. Maybe you look like a Time Lord. Did you by any chance get peanut butter into the console? I did, I'm sorry. My sonic screwdriver is useless on peanut butter, and I have lost my toolbox. We will have to travel using the random generator button. How fun. The Doctor pressed a big red button. Now, you all know what a big red button means if you've seen what everybody calls the 11th Doctor, but I call the 12th Doctor. Matt Smith, in other words. And when she opened the door again, here she is, she's just about to open the door, or doors, I should say. So there's two doors on the outside of the TARDIS, in and out. They were in the middle of a field of dinosaurs. Brilliant, said the Doctor. Get us out of here, said Lizzie, because she sounds rather scared of the dinosaurs. So there they are. They've got plenty of dinosaurs hanging around them. As you can see, there's a couple of triceratopses. That's the ones with the 3 horns and the sort of thing behind the horns on the top of their heads again. There's some other little lizard down the bottom. There's some other dinosaurs, these two here I don't know. There's another one that looks like something sort of them kind of going off. There's another tiny little one just down there. I don't know what that is. And the one that looks like he's bending his neck to look at Lizzie and the Doctor, I think was called a Brontosaurus. There was a lot of long-necked dinosaurs in the Jurassic period. And I think the Cretaceous period as well, but I'm not too sure. No, I am absolutely not too sure on that one. The Doctor pressed the button again. This time, when she opened the door, they were in Egypt. Now, it doesn't specify whether it's ancient Egypt or just Egypt in general. Lizzie recognised the pyramids and the Great Sphinx from her history books. And the Sphinx, might like to know, is also in ancient Greek mythology. So there they are in Egypt. Whether it's ancient Egypt or current Egypt, who knows? Even the Doctor does not always know what places are when they land. Next, the TARDIS travelled to a coral reef in a tropical sea. Lizzie counted the fish as they swam past the window. She had never seen so many different kinds, and some of them are not actually fish. And I'll just show you the picture as best I can. plenty of fish, and the big one there, right there, he is not a fish. He's actually more of a mammal, so something more like a whale or something, or a shark. I think it's a type of shark, if I remember rightly. Called an angel shark, if, of course, I remember rightly. Yes, I said he is called an angel shark. And I said, if I remember correctly, that might be his name, or its name, species anyway. But I cannot again remember. Now, I'm going to continue. Finally, the TARDIS landed on the surface of an alien planet. Brilliant, said the Doctor. This is the planet Plorp. Spelled P, capital P, and the rest is all small letters. L-O-R-P. Then the Doctor says about the species as well. The Glorp, which is spelled capital G, and the rest is all small, G-L-O-R-P, are fantastic engineers. They will be able to help us fix the TARDIS. There's a picture of them when they've actually landed on the planet Plorp. So it's a very, very difficult thing to know how to pronounce those. I hope I have pronounced them right. But by the spelling, I'm only going by the spelling. Because when people invent the names of planets of different species, they do not always sound what you would sound how you think they would sound. Let's continue the story. The Doctor and the Glorp got to work. The Glorp brought their tools into the TARDIS. And the air rang with the sound of sawing, hammering, and drilling. Lizzie and the smallest alien, called Blorp, spelled with a capital B, and all the rest of the small letters B-L, so capital B-L-O-R-P, watched them work. No, that will not do at all. This thing will just not come off. Can you hand me one of those wibbly wobbly bits? And here are the pictures of them all sort of working together. The Doctor and the Plorps. Sorry, the Glorps, I believe, yes. Something in your bag smells delicious, said Blorp. I pack sandwiches, said Lizzie. Want one? This is the best thing I have ever tasted, said Blorp. Suddenly, everyone stopped working. Something was wrong. We need to reverse the polarity of the time configurator, the Doctor said, and I cannot do that without a neutron flow converter. We would have to go halfway across the galaxy to find one of those. So, as you can see from the picture, the Doctor, she does look rather worried. Or perhaps confused. But Lizzie had an idea. I know how to fix the TARDIS. And she's exclamatory about that. Lizzie helped Blorp over the control panel. Blorp was the only one small enough to squeeze into the slot. Blorp followed the smell of the sandwich and ate it up in 2 giant bites. The Doctor pressed a button, pulled a lever, and spun a dial. A strange sound filled the air. Brilliant, said the Doctor. You fixed the TARDIS. And obviously the Doctor, I can imagine, is very, very happy that her ship of time and space is working again. It was time for Lizzie to go home. Everyone hugged goodbye. So in the first picture you can see that the Doctor and the Glorp and even Lizzie are all celebrating the fact that the TARDIS is now properly working again. And then, as you can see in the second picture, as it says, they're all hugging and saying goodbye. I'm going to continue on to the next couple of pages now. Lizzie said goodbye to Blorp. Goodbye, Blorp. And Blorp says to Lizzie, goodbye, Lizzie, I wish I could go to Earth with you. Lizzie was sad to be leaving the Doctor and the Glorp behind. You know, Lizzie, said the Doctor, I travel through space and time, helping people. So I have to say goodbye to old friends all of the time. And I know how hard it is to start over again. So this is Lizzie saying goodbye to Blorp and the Doctor talking to Lizzie in the next two pictures. Now I'm going to go to the next page. Lizzie asks the Doctor a question. Do you ever get lonely? Everyone, including me, gets lonely sometimes, said the Doctor, and she is right, and it is very true, people do get lonely sometimes. But I make new friends wherever I go, and I never forget the old ones. Even I do that, travelling through space and time. And the Doctor and Lizzie say goodbye to each other. Goodbye, Doctor. Goodbye, Lizzie. And here's a picture of them, and here's the next two pictures. See, the Doctor's a good person. She's a very, very good person, a very kind person, but a very decent person too. When the Doctor opened the TARDIS doors, Lizzie was amazed to find that no time had passed. She ran home as quickly as she could. Now, I'm guessing all of you children want to know what the sound of the TARDIS is when it actually lands as well. So this is the sound it makes when it lands. So there we go. So those are the noises of the TARDIS dematerializing every time, and of course, materializing every time. Dematerializing means basically taking off or leaving the time and point of time you're in and point of space you're in, and then materializing means landing or arriving at a new point in time and space. And obviously, you can see the Doctor's friends, Ryan, Graham and Yaz, are all coming back to the Doctor and the TARDIS. Let's get to the end of the story now, which we're nearly at, actually. We thought you were running away, said Lizzie's mother. I did run away, said Lizzie, and I made friends with the Doctor and the Glorp from the planet Plorp. I guess making human friends at my new school will not be so hard after all. Lizzie ran up to her bedroom and unzipped her backpack. Inside was one last peanut butter sandwich and, oddly enough, little Blorp. They split the sandwich and had the best sleepover ever. I'm afraid that is rather sadly the end of the story, except for the final picture. The Doctor is waving goodbye to Lizzie and Blorp too, because Blorp is in her window with her. Well, I hope all of you children enjoyed that. Me reading a story about my dear friend. Well, I'll let you all into a little secret. My younger sister called the Doctor. Shh. Do not tell the Doctor I told you, mind, because she might not believe she is my sister, because of what the other Time Lords did to her. And if you've watched series 12 of her adventures so far, you will know what your parents may or may not, and you may or may not know what I am talking about. But I really do hope that you enjoyed the story of Doctor Who and the Runaway TARDIS. Excuse me. And I hope to see you soon from some more of my own adventures. Talking of which, I must dematerialise my own TARDIS now. And this time I've switched the console so that I can do it by remote control. So I will dematerialise and leave you all this.